Okay, basically our formula of gravity is destruction of fabricas per second per mass unit, correct? Now, what is happening? Why we can predict whatever basically general relativity predicts, we can predict too. Why? Because the most important part, how the curvature creates. This is the answer that general relativity doesn't have. It just predicts. So what it says this is a curvature, let's say this is a massive object, this is a curvature, this is the way that basically light moves, correct? So general relativity talks about the calculation of this curvature and predicts how the light will move and how basically the mass around it will move. Now, what we say is one step underlying of the general relativity and quantum physics both. We say how this curvature happens. How this curvature happens? The curvature happens by the destruction of fabricas all the time. So therefore, the shape of the space in general relativity is smooth. The shape of a space in our model is quantized but will return the same basically curvature. So what we need to do is that we should not go to the whatever basically Einstein calculated as the curvature is respectful, is working. What we need is basically to reach from the structure of fabricas to the curvature. Exactly, I will bring this again because it is very important that we don't go beyond that, as we don't need basically to calculate. And actually, fabricas per second per mass unit, it will have G at the end of the day, again, as the result of it. So basically, we will have G also in our formula. But what we say is this. We say that basically, when we are destructing the fabricas, this will create a curvature here.
At the top, yeah.
Yes, it will create a curvature, and this curvature is exactly equal, not exactly, it will be a little bit different in black hole model, but it will be similar to what Einstein predicted as the curvature metric. That basically tensor and other calculations that he has in his model. But the most important thing in this model, when we are calculating in black hole, we will not face infinity because it is quantized. So basically, it is exactly like ultraviolet catastrophe situation. In ultraviolet catastrophe, because it was a smooth calculation, they faced the ultraviolet catastrophe. As soon as they made it quantized, basically the problem solved. In black hole, the curvature calculation in our model will be different than Einstein model. So this model is actually our system, prediction of our system as the result. So basically, Newtonian model will be the result of this destruction of fabricas per second per mass unit, and this will be actually the calculation, the general relativity calculation will be the calculation of the curvature that is created, exactly this curvature. Please film it. Okay? This curvature, because quantized based on we are actually removing quantized basically fabricas from by mass, and this curvature created. And this curvature will be equal to what Einstein predicted. So, why Einstein theory is working? The reason it is working is basically that it calculates the indicator. So, the result is accurate, but not the root cause. It calculates the shape, exactly. Like for example, it calculates how basically mass, how basically the other massive object should move, because it calculates the curvature, but it never says what is this curvature and how it created in the first place. What we say is that basically it is the structure of Fabrik, and therefore this curvature is created exactly like this.
So this is two-dimensional model.
Yeah, this is two-dimensional model for sure. This is like just, but this actually gives us a very clear idea how curvature created by destruction, continuous destruction of the fabric.